Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel. So today we're doing the Taylormade P7MC. These are my favourite of the lot. When it comes to favourite, just for looks, because this is the smaller of the lot. Now I've got all the custom fit heads, so the Stealths on the deck, I've got the P790, P770 and the P7MCs. And out of all of them, the reason why I've got the custom fit heads is so I can have the shaft. Shaft is a KBS Tour 120 stiff, so I can keep that exactly the same, also lie angle, all that kind of idea. But this one being my favourite. Why? Because it is the smallest, it's the shiniest, it's the nicest looking. Right, and I'm a blade player, so when it comes to these things, yeah, it is my favourite. Quick chat about the technology within this before we go on to the simulator and go give it a hit to see how this forged little lovely feels. And you can tell by when you look at the technical data and the explanations of what technology you've got in here, when you start talking about all its tour-inspired shaping, muscle cavity performance and compact grain forging and stuff like that, you know that here is just a true honest iron. Lofts are traditional on this at 34 degrees for a 7-iron, ranging from obviously 34 to the Stealth's got 28. So there's a distinct difference in loft between the range that I'm testing at the moment. And so you've got initially got the 1025 carbon steel face. They're talking about how it's forged more than anything else. So you can tell that necessarily there isn't a boatload of help when it comes to technology in this thing. It is just much more down to how the player wants to an iron to look, how an iron feels, also with the 1025 forged face and forged body. Right, let's go get the simulator on. Let's go give it a go on a par 3 somewhere. Let's go have a bit of fun and see how this lovely little thing from Taylormade feels. Dataset now changed. We have it in the Willow Crest hole 13, 164 yards. I have put the old green a little bit closer. We are teeing up a little bit closer to the green now because this has got 34 degrees of loft. This is traditionally lofted. This is how I like to see irons of 7 variety lofted. Although, yeah, again, this is for a very specific kind of player, and the Stealth at 28 degrees is meant for a completely different kind of player. Let's go give this one a hit, because this is the player's one, and so this is possibly my favourite of the lot, because the top lines are thin, the soles are thin, blade lengths are relatively small, offset there's not much, just looks nice. So down by the golf ball, this is my favourite. I like a bit of chrome, you see, just like a bit of chrome. 164 yards, let's go see how this thing gets on. 34 degrees aloft. Oh, face open. Slightly low on the face. But you see, you're gonna get ultimate feedback from this thing. There you go. You can call it. It is a very nice feeling golf club. So the difference between Stealth and P790, so the P790 is like a gun going off. The forged impact feel, yeah. No, it's a gun going off. The P790, once I learned to hit it properly, was a hollow-bodied, you can tell it's a hollow-bodied lump. It feels and sounds, and you get more feedback than the Stealth, definitely, but not as much as the P770. The P770 is a very, very nice. There's a bigger jump between 790 and 770 than there is between Stealth and the 790 when it comes to feel and stuff. But there's a smaller jump between this and the 770. That's left. That's me, absolutely me. Slightly heavy contact, fractionally shut. Yep, there you go, 4 mil high, 1 closed. That's giving it left, and you can feel that literally straight away. As soon as you've hit it, you know exactly where to look. But considering it's a lovely feeling iron, I mean, it's a lovely looking iron, this is what I would play. I think I'll hit another one. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. If I was to like build a setup, I'm not quite sure what I'd build a setup with at the moment. Oh, it's got to be these. Oh, they're just lovely. They really, really are nice. Like ridiculously nice. So this is the 1025 when it comes to the metallurgist out there. See, when it's kind of chrome, you can't help but polish it. Yeah, these are the ones that are going to be feeling the nicest of the lot. Oh, putt. And if I had to build a set, I think I'd have to build a set with these. It would be tough because the 770s do feel lovely. They are a lovely golf club, the 770s. But these ones, they offer really, well, I did have the information up on there. They offer really good feel, like properly good feedback as well. I mean, how can you not just absolutely fall in love with the, oh, I really enjoy, really enjoy those. 164, 6.5 spin, 37 yards in the air, 51 degrees descent angle. It's just lovely. And okay, if you're going to be able to hit a golf ball fairly well, yeah, these things are lovely. Right, one more, because I could hit this all blooming day, and then we'll go do some forgiveness testing. Oh, that's me. That's a forgiveness test. That's a miss. Fractionally open, fractionally heely and low. It made it. Well, fringe. Technically not green. There you go. That's really interesting. So that was 1.9 open, felt the face open straight away, a 9mm low, 5mm heel. That really fell off, as in, you can hit that with a stealth, absolutely no idea whatsoever. Hit it with this, and you feel it. Let's go give it a load of hits, heel toe, high low, all around the face, and see what kind of drop-offs we get from this. We could always see there, hit out the middle, really good. Hit slightly already is indicating that it might be fairly penal, but again, we're not surprised with a chassis this small. So let's go give it a hit and see how well it does. Right guys, let's go have a look at how well this thing did. The P7MC iron, when you hit it all over the face. It is a player's iron, remember, so anytime you have a look at Taylormade's website and it talks about how the faces are shaped and for tour inspired, this and everything else like that, you know there's not much tech in it. And to be fair, the head is tiny, there's not much visible tech on there whatsoever, and there isn't. It is just a true and honest, well, it's not a blade, but yeah, it plays like one. So let's go to the ball data and see how it works, you know, when we hit it off of weird parts of the face. But averages so far, 116.6 miles an hour, 20.8 degrees launch, which is really good. Spinning at 6.6, which is not bad whatsoever. Going at 36 yards in the air and 50 degrees descent angle, basically 49.8, and carrying at 160. Now, that's slightly lower than my average carry, reason being, because I'm swinging at 90.1 miles an hour. I'm having a slow day today. Efficiency 1.29, which is all right. Not the best, I'll be honest, when it comes to the P7MC. I would normally expect efficiency to be slightly, just slightly higher than that. Into the 1.3s, definitely for a 60, for a 34 degree lofted iron. So 4.5 down, 0.4 across, 0.7 open, little tiny baby dynamics. Lie is 1 degree down, 1mm heel, a 0mm low, but I've got all my standard deviation numbers on there so you can critique them. And then if we go to the graphical part, you can see yeah, the graphical side of where I've been hitting it, dispersion circle and stuff like that. The dispersion circle, I tell you what, I will say one thing before we get into the fun bit, the forgiveness bit of see how well this P7MC got on when you kind of mishit it a little bit. It is one of the most consistent irons I've ever tested. It just seems to want to go the same number regardless of what you do with it. You have to hit it some weird and wonderful spots to try and persuade it to go a different distance. It's not the longest player's iron I've ever tested. Again, I suppose from a point of view of a player's iron, does it really have to be longer than everything else? As long as it's more consistent than anything else, it doesn't really matter. I would say, yeah, it's a little bit deficient in efficiency when it comes to springiness off the face, but it feels really good and it's also extremely consistent. As if you're a decent golfer and you put a decent swing on this thing, this will perform, this golf club will do. So let's go have a look at some of the miss hits because they're the fun ones. Right, so a nice easy one to start with. So remember 160 yards is the average. 89.3 clubhead speed, 1.29 efficiency, 0.5 across, 0.4 open. So baby, I mean it's 0-0 delivery. 1mm high, 9mm heel. So a little bit heely, that's it. It's dropped a yard from 9mm heel. Very, 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 very good. like that one. 90 miles an hour, 19.2, so 0.1 or so mile an hour faster than the average, so exactly the same speed. 0.7 across, 1.5 open, so baby, right? 10 mil low, 6 mil toe, so now we're pushing it a little bit. 10 mil low for one of these golf clubs is low. It's dropped 5 yards, like really well done. From 10 mil low, that should drop more. From a player's iron, that should drop more, but it's done really well. It really has done. Next one, 89.6 miles an hour, 0.4 across, 3.4 closed. Catch the strike on that one. 28 mil toe, 0 mil low. So just 28 mil toe. Now that's gone left by 10 yards. It has, because my face was shut, so I've basically told it to go there. And it has dropped 16 yards in carry, but I am not surprised when you hit something 28 mil toe, which is the size of that. It is one of the smaller golf clubs in Taylormade's range of irons, and so 28 mil away from middle, not away from the heel, away from middle, is quite a long way off. If you're going to hit a P7MC anywhere near this, then yeah, you seriously need to be thinking about a completely different iron. I wouldn't go stealth, because they don't like, it just doesn't like toe strikes. The stealth irons do not like toe strikes. It likes heel strikes, loves heel strikes, but just doesn't like toe strikes. But yeah, if I'd be going for a different set of irons if you're going to be hitting one of these from there. But it's still done all right considering, but yeah. Right, 86.6 miles an hour, so slower swing, 0.8 from the inside, 0.4 open, so nothing. 2 mil low, 18 heel. Now this is a competition, or remember, this is a small golf club. This is a competition of how close you can get to the hosel without it shooting off at a weird angle. However, 18 mil, I did just feel it. I'd felt the hosel when the ball hits. Obviously there's a certain amount of deformation the ball goes through. Obviously it gets hit by a very solid object, being the face of the golf club, and it deforms on the face. And when it deforms on the face, it squidges a little bit. And that squidge, I could just feel the impact of the hosel. It was a touch, which I could feel. 18 mil, that's your lot. I mean, I would say 17 mil, maybe 17 mil, you won't touch the hosel. But yeah, it was borderline. It's done really well, considering you can see it's just fractionally hopped off to the right there to start with because of it. It's dropped distance, it has done, but I mean, that's near on shank. So again, the stealth though would be really good off that. So if you hit 18 mil heels as a general, one, stealth is a bigger golf club anyway, so you'll get used to and get away with it more. But it performs really good off heel strikes. So, but if you're hitting that off regularly, 18 mil heel, I'd get a lesson. Next one, 89.7 miles an hour, 0.1 from the inside, 1.4 close, so baby left, go baby left, 0 mil high, 15 mil toe, 158. So yeah, if you're going to pop out there 20 something odd mil toe, then these P7MCs are not going to be helpful whatsoever. No surprise there. When you're going 15 mil toe, which is still a distinct miss, it's doing really, really well. I mean, 89.7 miles an hour is not, it's not really fast, so my average is at 90 miles an hour and 160 yards carry. It's not like I'm getting 158 carry from this, but I'm swinging at 93. It's the same average speed, or slightly slower, 89.7. Efficiency's dropped by 0.01 from a 15 mil toe. It's done really well. I mean, this P7MC is actually more forgiving than I think, as long as you're not deviating too much. You don't have to button the middle out of this golf club every single time to get its maximum out. You can move around, but you can be human and be absolutely fine and get away with it. It is quite impressive just how much you can move around. And then to finish off, I've got one here to show you 90 miles an hour, 9.3, 0.2 from the inside, 0.6 close, so little baby draw, which is done, 0 mil high, 0 mil heel, bang out the middle, a 160 carry. And that's the normal. That's how it should work, and that's how yeah. This P7MC is even nicer to hit than the P770. It is true forging, true lovely feel out of the P7MC. It's my personal favourite because it's got some chrome on it. I actually prefer the design of the P770 because it looks more like a blade, where this one is a kind of, you can see it's an etched out cavity, but it doesn't matter. That's just looks. But from the point of view of feel, this feels slightly better than the 770. The 770 feels great. It really, really does. I mean, I'd be torn between the 770 and the P7MC a combination of looks and feel, because I like one more than the other and none like that. But if you look at performance, if you're going anywhere close to middle-ish on a P7MC, it is ridiculously consistent. It really, really is. You have to do something pretty daft to hit different distances with it. When I say daft, we're talking about a bracket of golfer which is a fairly decent, consistent deliverer of a golf club. I would not be putting this in the hands of a high handicapper, 30-something odd handicapper, just started playing golf, and let's have a go at these, please. No. These are for the golfer that's looking for a certain type of feel, a certain type of spin consistencies, peak height consistencies, workability, although workability is like one of the biggest misnomers I understand of any, like the myths of golf. Every golf club is workable. There's no such thing as, oh, I can move a blade more than that. I'll do a video on that. But it's an amazingly lovely golf club, the P7MC, much so like the P770. But anyway, you comment below with what your thoughts and feelings are on this P7MC and the P770. It might be worth doing a compare, although I'll just be standing there going, oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's lovely, because they are. So anyway, hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, thumbs up down there. YouTube's like it, so do I. Next to it is a red button. That's a subscribe button. It's free. Go on, click on it. It's great for the channel. And next to it is a little bell icon. Go on, get the bell on, because that will notify you next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.